This video introduces User Interface Policies, or UI policies, in the ServiceNow system. A UI policy is a rule that sets the appearance and other characteristics of a field in a form depending on conditions in effect at the time. This feature lets you create forms that automatically adjust to the current user and situation. The UI policy can make a field mandatory or optional, visible or hidden, or read-only or writable. The base system has hundreds of UI policies. You can see a complete list at System UI, UI Policies. You can see a list of UI policies just for Service Catalog items at Service Catalog, Catalog Administration, Catalog UI Policies. As an example, let's take a look at the UI policies for the incident form. Let's look at a closed incident. Here's a handy trick. To see the UI policies for the current form, choose UI Policies from the context menu. Here are the UI policies for the incident form. Let's look at this one, which makes a number of fields read-only when the incident is closed. Here we can see that this UI policy applies to the incident table. The policy is active, and it applies whenever the incident state is closed. Here are the fields that the UI policy applies to, like caller ID, number, and category. Whether the fields are mandatory or optional, or visible or hidden, the policy leaves those characteristics alone. But the policy makes all these fields read-only. When we look at the form, sure enough, the number, caller, and category fields are read-only. Another field that's read-only is the short description. But what if we wanted users to be able to change the description after the incident is closed? We'll just go to the short description item on the UI policy form and change the value of the read-only field to leave alone. Now, when we go back to the incident form, users can change the description. Now let's create a new UI policy. Suppose we want to require users to enter close notes when closing an incident with critical or high priority. Let's go back to the UI policies list and click New. The incident table is already specified since we opened the UI policy form from the incident form, and the policy is already active. Here we'll type a brief description, and we'll set the order to 50. Keep in mind, if more than one policy applies at a given time, a policy with a higher order number can overwrite the effect of a policy with a lower order number. And if two applicable policies have the same order number, the results may be unpredictable. Now let's specify the conditions that will trigger this policy. This policy will run when the state of the incident is closed and the priority is 1 critical, or the priority is 2 high. And now we'll submit our new policy. Now let's go back and add the actions that the policy will perform. The field is Close Notes. We want the field to be mandatory and visible. When we submit the action, we see it in the Actions list. Here's something to remember. By default, UI policies work with reverse if false logic. In other words, if the conditions do not evaluate to true, the policy does the reverse of the actions it specifies. In our example, if the conditions are not true, the Close Notes field will not be mandatory and will not be visible. Finally, let's test our new UI policy. To do that, we'll open a critical incident and change the state to closed. And here's the mandatory Close Notes field. Perfect! Our new UI policy is working. This concludes our video. For more information, please consult our product documentation, knowledge base, or podcast, or ask a question in the ServiceNow community.